Port Adelaide up next, a club built on expectation, powered by chaos and driven by belief. A club that is so used to playing finals, it hurts. And oftenly, they buck the trend of pre-season predictions. 2025, though, spells a very inconsistent year. There's a rotten handover process going on between Hinkley and Carr, and the indecision off-field seems to have come onto the field, and it seems to be chaos-driven. We're going to deep dive into Port Adelaide's 2025 season, what's gone right, what's gone wrong, how it could be fixed, and what the future looks like for the Port Power. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and let's get into that video. The next team we're looking at is Port Adelaide. From a team that could dominate in the minor premiership and go deep in finals, they find themselves 15th. 4 wins, 7 losses. And the campaign has been promising at times, but injury chaos, indecision on who's taking over this team, it's made the curtain kind of flicker, and we don't know what is going on. Is the flame still alive at Port or in the rebuild? If we go into their numbers, it tells the story of a team that has collapsed compared to last year's strong form. 75.9 points for 15th, and against the 15th best team. It's leaking badly. Contested possession for a team that has Ollie Wine, Zak Butters, to be second last in contested possession really does tell the tale. Clearance differential, they're 14th. They just can't win the ball. And inside 50 differential, a team that last year really did like to get it inside the mixer, 12th, and inside 50s generated 11th. And the second worst side at creating a shot from there. A lot of long bombs and a lot of long chances. Scoring efficiency, they're 17th. Marks inside 50, they're 8th. So again, this is really surprising. A team that does, when it gets in there, gets the marks. No just desserts. Their turnover differential 13th, the turnover game exactly where you'd expect it. So that could do with some. The top 7 for tackles inside 50, so the pressure is there. But the intercepts and the timing forward are 13th and 12th. With an uncontested possession of 8th, really showcases that this side that likes to handball a lot on handball chains is not getting any much. And they've really, what does this mean, lost their identity at the contest. They're not winning the footy. They're not absorbing the pressure. And without Lukosius, who was that second forward, Mitch Giordis has had to do it all himself and has been easily double-teamed. And this really translates when you look into the last 5 of this team. The last 5, they are the worst scoring side, the worst defence. They're starting to be a little bit more robust around contest. Clearance in the 5th, 10th inside 50s, but again, turnover game has gone as they've made the adjustment. They've got some domination around the source. They're now not using the ball, and they are getting the ball inside 50 as good as half of the teams. Stoppage scores, though, bottom 4. Turnover scores, second bottom. Defensive half, the worst. Forward half, 13th. And the worst scoring side. This is a complete breakdown. They're not scoring. They're not defending. And most alarmingly, they can't even transition and win the ball from the source and generate scores. They're stuck in the back half, and there is no slingshot coming in. They made the decision to trade Dan Houston. They haven't replaced it. Connor Rosie, for me, has robbed Peter to pay Paul because he was that midfield forward connection. Paul's game plan last year was built on pressure and chaos and speed and winning the ball out of the source, surging forward and overwhelming teams with chaos ball and then locking it in that front half. In 2025, they look really, really lost. And none of that is there. Losing in stoppage, the pressure is down, and they're almost defending in motion as opposed to trying to slingshot off the back half and being very bold. They play very back shoulder now. They're a team that is very easy to score against, particularly coast to coast, and they're not impacting the game as they used to. Aliyah isn't intercepting and dominating like he used to. That backline looks really exposed. Opponents' chains from D50 are really, really starting it, and they're not making their own chains. The best player this year has been Zak Butters. He is effort first, ever damaging, score involvement, but he's almost now carrying the load as sands of time catch up on Wines and also as Rosie is down the back. And he has been maybe a surprise packet, him going down half back. He's found a lot of the ball, he's tried to get them, but he isn't as damaging himself in that back half of the ground. And the concern for them is they went in and the mid-season blow is Jack Lukosius. He is out, and they haven't really replaced that with Marshall out long-term with concussion. It has really, really stifled their ability to get it. And for a side that has marked traditionally well inside 50, it's struggling. The strengths are obvious. They have got that intercept potential, but they aren't utilising it well enough. They're very slow, very, 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 very safe down the back half of the ground. That turnover game has gone. But they have got players like Rosie and Butters who can break lines. And they have had moments where they generate clearances in the last 5. It's not converting into money, into scoreboard impact. But their weaknesses, if they win in the contest, they get battered down the back. If they win down the back, they get battered in the contest. The balance isn't there, and the forward entries at times are very long and very shallow, and there is no drive off halfback, and the pressure game is non-existent. A team that is designed to play chaos ball has no legs and no pressure. It basically is sitting ducks. So where to from them? This isn't about flag windows now. They need to stabilise the list and figure out what Carr is going to do with it. They don't have the greatest of draft hands, so they need to retool and really get looking for cost-efficient methods. There is massive rumours that Nasir Wangani Milwara is coming in the off-season. That's their big target. He makes the slingshot better, but critically, how long can they cope and damage this list before Josh Carr takes the reins? When we look at what they've got coming up, they've got GWS, Melbourne, Sydney, Carlton and Brisbane. That could be 0-5, and when you've only won 1 game in the last 5, potentially could be 1 game in 10. The death rattle is there approaching. That is a treacherous stretch, and the jungle drums are going to get louder and louder as they keep losing. At the minute, Port Adelaide are stuck in an era that they're stuck between the new and the old. The old call is aging, and the new call is talented. Jason Horne-Francis, Rosie and Butters, but they need a system, and a system that suits their work. At the minute, too much is relied on too few. There isn't the options for mid-connection and back half. Something has to change in their ball movement patterns and how they work it out. Port fans, are you done with this Hinkley style? Is it time to rip the Band-Aid off and give it to Carr? And is it a rebuild or is it a reset? You've got some very talented players there. It feels, though, that you haven't really got that glue that holds them together. So that's Port Adelaide then, a club that at the minute seems to have issues that are much deeper than the injury list. Port Adelaide fans, let me know. Are you confident in this handover process? Do you feel like it's just go backwards to come forwards? Or do you fear for the future? Let me know in that comment section. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Until next time, Pom out.